Hey everybody, this is Witcher the Wizard coming to you once again for the Twin Flame Twin Within Energy Report for the week of January 27th to February 2nd. Didn't mean to jump all the way into February that quickly. So once again, I missed last week. I'm sorry. Sometimes, I don't know, for some reason, every once in a while my Sundays just get really busy. And it gets hard to sit down and do these, but I'm going to try and really get that done, be consistent on this. I think, part of it is that my Sundays get busy, but then also I kind of feel like I'm still having resistance in doing these, and I don't know why. It's not like they don't take that much time. It's not that big of a deal. I've kind of gotten over my initial stage fright of doing these videos, and so trying to figure out why there's still this resistance. And I don't know if any of you suffer from that as well, where there's something that's kind of part of your spiritual plan, your path in life, and you're supposed to do it, but for some reason you're just resisting it. What is that? Like, what's going on with that? Where we just resist things. And like I said, this isn't even difficult, but I still feel that resistance inside of me. So if you guys experience any of that and feel like commenting below, I would appreciate it, because honestly, I'm trying to figure that out, and I'm not sure why there's any resistance on this, why there's any resistance talking on camera or on YouTube. Sharing my thoughts, my ideas. When I'm in real life and I'm meeting people, I love to talk to people. I love to share ideas. I love to talk about not just about everything, but certainly about spirituality and the tarot and the whole, twin flame journey and all of that stuff. So I'm not really sure why this is such a big there's so much resistance to doing this once a week Sunday thing. I don't know, maybe it's time for me to start dipping into doing something more than just the energy read. Probably time for me to start talking about more of my ideas about what the twin flame journey is, for me at least. I know it's unique to every single person. I don't think there is, just a single twin flame journey. So when I start talking about it, I know the way I want to talk about it is merely in terms of what it means to me, what I've been through, how I feel about it, and ultimately what it means to me. And certainly it may resonate with you, it may not resonate with you. I know early on in my twin flame journey, I was just, this journey is so incredibly tough that a lot of times you will want to, you'll just be searching for answers, something to satisfy your need to know and to understand what's going on. And I would see people talking about the twin flame journey, and, sometimes it would really line up with what I thought was going on, how I felt about things. And sometimes they would say things that really did not line up with what I felt was going on with my experience. And it would trigger me. Like, I would really get upset because it was that desperate need for my brain to have some consistent facts to go on. And so when things weren't consistent, because this is unique to everyone, I just didn't, it's kind of the brain rebelling against the idea that there is no one true answer. So anyway, maybe I'll talk about that some more. Sorry if you can hear my cat meowing in the background. He loves to troll me when I'm making these videos. He can be asleep all day long, not need any attention, and then as soon as I hop on the video, he is just kicking up a ruckus. So if cats and dogs, pets, they can definitely sense energy. They know what you're doing. They can tell your energy. So whenever I'm sitting down to do these, he knows, boom, he's in action. He's wanting my attention. So pay never mind to the cat meowing. Anyway, for the feminine energies for this week, the card that came up was the Eight of Cups. So the Eight of Cups is about, leaving behind our old desires, the desires that we had in the past, leaving those behind, moving on, because we need to move forward to something else. And that's really difficult to do, regardless of how cognizant you are, how aware you are of the need to move on from these old desires that we had, or these old situations in our life. And I think of it as desires because the cups represent your emotions. So it's not just an old situation, but it's an old desire. It's something that you had your heart set on, or just something that was very comfortable to you, familiar, whatever. But it's time to move on from that. And it's really difficult to do, but when you feel that coming up, the more you're able to get yourself to stay focused on not what you're leaving, but just the opportunities that are in front of you, the better you'll be. Because every time I've had to move forward in life and leave something old behind, and it was painful, the more I focused on the pain of what I was leaving behind, the longer it took me to move forward, and the more painful the process was. But the more I was able to just sort of stay focused in the present and stay focused on moving forward, and allow those painful feelings to come up, but not focus on them, the better it was. I was able to move forward more quickly. It wasn't as painful, and I was far more grateful for what was coming into my life, since I was focused on that and not focused on what was exiting my life. So this week, the feminine energy is definitely the Eight of Cups, moving forward, leaving the old behind, and just being open and interested in what's coming up for us in the future. Because things that are meant to be in your life will be in your life, and if they're not meant to be in your life, you got to just let them go. Or if there was a time and a season for something to be in your life, and that season is over, there's always something better coming up. So it's okay. It's okay to let those things go. So for the masculine energy, we have the Four of Pentacles. So to me, so a lot of people think they read the Four of Pentacles as holding on too tightly. But the way I see the fours in general is the fours represent stability. And the Four of Pentacles, for me, represents financial stability. Or stability in resources. And so I believe this week that the masculine energies need to really focus on financial stability. So there's that. Yeah. What's going on, buddy? And then that card, the oracle card that we pulled, was Moonshine in reverse. Or Moonlight, sorry. Moonshine would be good. If I had some moonshine, I'd be drinking it right now. Moonlight in reverse. So, oops. Got a little helper coming up. Let me go ahead and read that from the book. And this is, again, the Enchanted Map Oracle cards by Colette Baron-Reid. And I really like those cards. And I think they're extremely good with the Twin Flame journey. So you can see Brooks, he's walking around trying to figure things out. All right, Moonlight. Your intuition allows you to see beyond the mundane, logical, and analytical. Follow it. And that is true. Reversed. Too much analyzing is getting you nowhere. Stop overthinking things. You may be exhausted from second guessing yourself all the time and losing your footing. You are insecure about your ability to make good choices. I'm sorry, are you insecure about your ability to make good choices? Step back and regroup and enter into a more trusting relationship with the flow of life. Don't become overly concerned about perceived mistakes. How will you learn to dance if you don't occasionally take a misstep? On the moonlit pathways, you can discover love and truth and wondrous things. There is nothing to fear but fear itself. Go play, have fun, stay open, and trust. Well, certainly I feel like that that speaks to my resistance for doing these videos. I think earlier on when I was doing these videos, if this were happening, Brooks, the cat, crashing my show, I would have stopped and started over and reshot everything. But I'm kind of just saying, whatever. He's a cat, no big deal. He's coming in, he's meowing, he's getting in the camera. It's his thing. It's okay. Things don't have to be perfect. We can let go of perfectionism. We can let go of being afraid of making mistakes. We can let go of judgments and all of that stuff. And letting go of all of that is going to free up a ton of our energies for better things, like focusing on our financial stability. Because money is not evil. Money is awesome. Money is energy. It's opportunity. So there's nothing wrong with money. There's nothing wrong with making money. There's nothing wrong with being financially stable. And there's nothing wrong with being frugal. I also think the Four of Coins is the card of frugality. So frugality difference. Being frugal differs from holding on to your money too tightly. Because when you're holding on to your money too tightly, that's being afraid of spending your money, right? But being frugal is just using your money and your resources wisely. Right? Not overpaying for things, not spending too much time on things, not promising your time where you don't have time to promise, not giving too much of your resources out, not buying things that you don't need. I have definitely struggled with being financially stable in the last couple of years. And certainly what it's taught me is that there's a whole lot of stuff that I used to buy that I just don't need. I don't need these things. So it's been a really good path in that sense of sort of getting me back to realizing what I need versus what I don't need. The need to have versus the nice to have. Or not even nice to have. Sometimes people, including myself, would just buy things that just to buy things, impulse buys, whatever. And it wasn't even, a nice to have. It was just sort of an impulse buy. So getting back to the Four of Pentacles, the Four of Coins, is, saying, hey, there's not a whole lot we really need in life. And being financially stable and being frugal at the same time allows you to save up a lot of money, which gives you a lot of opportunity to do things that people who are living paycheck to paycheck can't do. And also reducing your financial requirements for every month allows you to work fewer hours that frees up your time to do creative pursuits. So there's a lot of good that comes in that. All right, that's the wrap up for this week. As always, be safe, be happy, and I will see you next week. Bye.